They say money can buy comfort. But what if I told you that there are things women value far more than wealth? Things that touch their soul, melt their defenses, and make them stay when money alone never could. Today, I'm going to reveal 6 things women secretly crave more than a bank balance. And if you truly understand them, you will see how deep connection can outshine every dollar you could spend. Money opens doors, but deeper qualities make a woman choose to stay. You can dazzle her with expensive dinners, take her to beautiful places, and give her the finest gifts, but these are only surface-level experiences. They might create excitement for a while, but they do not touch the deepest parts of her being. When the thrill of the new fades, what remains is the essence of who you are, the energy you bring, and the way you make her feel about herself and the world when she is with you. A woman may be impressed by the initial display of wealth, but what she truly craves is the kind of connection that cannot be bought. It is the emotional bond, the sense of security, and the intangible qualities that make her heart feel at home. Money may catch her attention, but it is your character that keeps it. When a woman decides to stay, it is because she has felt something profound with you, something beyond the material. It's not just about what you provide in a physical sense. It's about what you represent in an emotional and spiritual sense. She can feel your presence, your stability, and your authenticity. If you are the man who makes her feel seen without having to fight for your attention, who listens without distraction, and who treats her with a respect that remains constant, she begins to associate you with safety and comfort. This is not the safety of locks and alarms, but the safety of knowing she can be her true self without the fear of being belittled, ignored, or misunderstood. Deeper qualities are not loud. They don't demand applause. They don't seek validation from others. They are subtle, yet they leave a lasting impression. A man with integrity carries himself with quiet strength, and a woman feels that. Integrity means you keep your word even when it's inconvenient. It means you show up when you say you will, and you act according to your principles, regardless of who is watching. This kind of stability makes her feel she can trust not just what you say, but who you are. And trust is something that no amount of money can buy, yet it is the foundation of every lasting relationship. There is also emotional depth, the ability to connect beyond the superficial. When you engage with her on a level that makes her feel understood, you become more than just a partner. You become her safe harbor. Most men underestimate the power of genuine empathy, thinking they need to constantly solve problems or offer solutions. But more often than not, what she needs is for you to listen without judgment and to validate her feelings without making her feel weak for having them. That kind of emotional support becomes something she cannot imagine losing. Then comes consistency. A woman does not want to constantly guess who you will be from one day to the next. If you are calm today but explosive tomorrow, generous now but cold later, she will never feel settled. Consistency means your behavior reflects the same steady commitment regardless of your mood or circumstances. It is this steadiness that makes her choose to invest her heart fully because she knows she's not building her life on shifting sand. Ultimately, money can be replaced, fortunes rise and fall, possessions wear out, and the novelty of luxury fades. But the qualities that truly make her choose to stay, integrity, emotional safety, deep connection, and consistency, cannot be replaced. These are woven into your very character, and once she experiences them, she will realize they are far more precious than anything that can be bought. They give her something she cannot find in a store, and they offer a kind of wealth that no bank can hold. Emotional safety is the rarest and most valued gift you can give. It is the invisible blanket that allows a woman to relax into herself without fear of judgment, rejection, or ridicule. In a world where most people are conditioned to wear masks, to hide their insecurities, and to put on a performance of strength, finding someone who makes you feel safe enough to remove that armor is extraordinary. When a woman feels emotionally safe with you, she no longer feels the need to constantly guard her words, censor her feelings, or measure her expressions. She can breathe more deeply around you because she knows she won't be punished for her vulnerability. This is the kind of connection that cannot be manufactured through charm, physical attraction, or even years of familiarity. It is built on consistent experiences where you have proven that her heart is safe in your presence. Many men underestimate how much women long for this type of safety. They think attraction is purely about excitement or passion, but without emotional safety, passion burns out quickly. Emotional safety is what allows love to deepen rather than fade. It's not about always agreeing with her or always telling her what she wants to hear. It's about being present enough to listen to her truth, even when it is messy, emotional, or difficult to understand. It's about respecting her perspective without using it as ammunition in future arguments. It's about handling her emotions with care rather than impatience or dismissal. The moment she senses that her emotions are too heavy for you, she will begin to hide them, and with that, part of her will also retreat from the relationship. Emotional safety is not built in grand declarations. It's built in the quiet moments when she expects frustration from you, but receives understanding instead. It's built when you can hear her fears without calling them irrational, when you can sit with her tears without making her feel embarrassed for crying, when you can witness her at her lowest and not see her as less. This doesn't mean you allow unhealthy behaviors to go unchecked, but it does mean you create an environment where she can process her emotions without fearing that she will lose you for showing them. This kind of safety also extends beyond the emotional conversations into the day-to-day interactions. How you respond when she makes a mistake matters. How you treat her when she's not at her best matters. How you speak about her to others matters. If she knows you will protect her dignity in both public and private moments, her trust in you will grow. Trust is the foundation of emotional safety. And every time you show her that you can be trusted with her feelings, you reinforce the bond between you. One of the most powerful ways to create emotional safety is to lead with your own vulnerability, not in a way that burdens her, but in a way that shows her you are human and open. When you can express your own fears, challenges, and imperfections without shame, you set the tone for an authentic connection. You are telling her without words that she doesn't need to be perfect to be loved. And when she realizes that her worth in your eyes isn't tied to how strong she pretends to be, she will feel safe enough to let you see the real her. Emotional safety also requires consistency. You cannot be warm one day and cold the next, understanding one week and judgmental the following week. She must feel certain that the version of you who listens, supports, and protects her heart will still be there tomorrow. Inconsistency breeds insecurity, and insecurity destroys safety. But when she knows that no matter how the day goes, you will still respond with the same level of respect and care, her trust in you deepens to a level where she can fully surrender her heart. When you give a woman emotional safety, you give her permission to grow. She becomes more radiant, more expressive, more loving, not because you changed her, but because you created the environment where her true self could flourish. You may not see the transformation immediately, but over time you will notice how her laughter comes easier, how her eyes carry more peace, how her affection flows without hesitation. That is the unspoken magic of emotional safety. It turns love from a fragile flame into a steady fire that can withstand anything life throws at it. True confidence is calm, unshakable, and rooted in self-worth. It does not need to shout, boast, or constantly prove itself to the world. It moves quietly but powerfully, carrying an energy that others feel without you having to announce it. This kind of confidence is not built overnight, and it's not dependent on temporary achievements, money, or approval from others. It comes from a deep understanding of your own value, knowing who you are, what you stand for, and refusing to compromise your integrity for the sake of pleasing anyone. When a man possesses this inner strength, he radiates a sense of stability that women find incredibly attractive because it tells her that you cannot be easily shaken by life's storms or by the opinions of others. Many men confuse confidence with arrogance, but they are not the same. Arrogance is loud because it is insecure. It seeks to dominate conversations, control perceptions, and constantly be validated. True confidence, on the other hand, does not need to be fed by the outside world. It is comfortable in silence, comfortable in being unnoticed, and comfortable in standing alone if necessary. This is the kind of man who can enter a room without trying to be the center of attention, yet still commands respect simply because of the way he carries himself. His confidence is not a performance. It's an authentic reflection of the work he has done within himself. When your confidence comes from self-worth, you stop needing to chase people's approval. You can say no without guilt, you can set boundaries without fear, and you can walk away from situations that do not align with your values. This self-assuredness makes a woman feel secure with you because she knows you will not compromise your character under pressure. She can trust that you are not easily swayed by flattery or temptation, and that stability makes her feel safe enough to lean on you when she needs strength. Calm confidence is also about emotional regulation. You do not let anger control you, nor do you crumble under stress. You face challenges with a composed mind, making decisions from a place of clarity rather than impulse. This emotional steadiness is magnetic to women because it reassures them that you will not fall apart in the face of adversity. When you can remain grounded in chaos, you give her the unspoken message, I can handle life and I can handle being with you. That is far more attractive than any superficial display of power or status. Another sign of true confidence is that you do not compete with your partner, you support her. Insecure men feel threatened by a strong, independent woman, but a confident man celebrates her growth and encourages her to shine. He understands that her success does not diminish his value. If anything, it reflects the kind of partner he is. This mindset creates harmony instead of power struggles because both partners feel secure in their own worth and in each other's loyalty. Confidence rooted in self-worth also shows in how you handle rejection or failure. Instead of seeing them as proof that you are not good enough, you view them as lessons and opportunities to grow. You don't take them personally because your identity is not tied to any single outcome. This resilience makes you unshakable in her eyes. She sees that you can take a hit, adapt, and keep moving without losing yourself. That is the kind of man who inspires respect, not just attraction. A man with calm, unshakable confidence doesn't need to tell the world he is valuable. He lives in a way that proves it. His words match his actions, his presence carries quiet strength, and his choices reflect a man who knows his worth. This deep internal assurance cannot be bought, borrowed, or faked. It must be built from within through self-awareness, discipline, and a commitment to personal growth. And once you have it, you will find that you no longer chase validation because you have already claimed the most powerful form of respect, the respect you give yourself. Purpose and direction make you magnetic and trustworthy. There is something profoundly attractive about a man who knows where he is going in life, not because he has everything figured out, but because he is committed to walking a path that means something to him. This kind of clarity creates a natural pull. People want to be around someone who is driven, focused, and intentional. A man with purpose is not easily distracted by every passing trend or temptation because his time, energy, and resources are invested in building something that aligns with his values. Women notice this. They can feel when a man's life is anchored to something bigger than himself, and it instantly sets him apart from those who drift aimlessly from one moment to the next. Purpose is not just about career goals or financial ambition. It's about having a vision for your life and being disciplined enough to move toward it every day, even when it's difficult. This vision becomes the compass that guides your decisions and shapes your character. When a woman sees that you have this kind of focus, she understands that you are not easily swayed by peer pressure, fleeting desires, or the need for external validation. She sees that you have a foundation, and that foundation makes her trust you. Trust grows when she knows you are not lost, because a man without direction often leads others into confusion and instability. Direction is equally powerful because it gives your actions weight. It means you are not moving through life on autopilot. You are deliberate with where you spend your time, who you spend it with, and what you give your attention to. When a man has direction, he is not looking for someone else to define his identity or his worth. He comes into a relationship already knowing who he is and where he's going, which removes the pressure from the woman to complete him or constantly motivate him to act. This self-sufficiency is deeply attractive because it communicates that you are in control of your own destiny. A man with purpose is also inspiring. His passion for what he is building creates an energy that is contagious. It makes the people around him want to step up, to grow, to chase their own dreams. A woman who is close to a man like this feels proud to be by his side, not because of the status he carries, but because of the man he is becoming through his commitment to his vision. This shared inspiration often becomes a bond that strengthens the relationship because she is not just watching your journey, she is part of it. Having direction also means you have the strength to say no to the things that don't align with your path. This is where trust deepens because she knows you will not be easily pulled away by distraction or led astray by temptation. You are anchored in your mission, and that mission requires discipline. That discipline shows her that you have control over your impulses, and impulse control is a quality that makes a woman feel secure in both your leadership and your loyalty. It's important to understand that women don't just respect men with purpose, they feel safe with them. Safety is not only about physical protection, but also about knowing that the man she is with has the stability and foresight to navigate life's challenges without collapsing under pressure. A man without direction can make her feel like she is walking into an unpredictable future, but a man with a clear path makes her believe in the life they can build together. She knows that even if there are storms ahead, he has both the mindset and the will to keep moving toward the goal. When you live with purpose and move with direction, you naturally command respect, not by demanding it, but by embodying it. People trust those who know where they are going because they radiate certainty in a world full of uncertainty. And in relationships, that certainty is a gift. It allows love to grow in a space free from the instability that comes from living without a clear path. Emotional intelligence creates deep, lasting connection. It is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions while also recognizing, respecting, and responding to the emotions of others. In relationships, emotional intelligence becomes the invisible thread that weaves trust, empathy, and intimacy together. It is what allows you to truly see someone, not just hear their words, but understand the emotions beneath them. A man with emotional intelligence doesn't react impulsively. He responds with awareness. He knows how to navigate sensitive moments without escalating tension, and he can read the subtle cues in tone, expression, and body language that reveal more than words ever could. This skill makes him not only a partner, but also a safe space. Someone a woman feels she can open up to without fear of being misunderstood or dismissed. Most people underestimate the power of being deeply understood. Emotional intelligence goes beyond simply listening. It's about listening to understand rather than listening to reply. It's the difference between reacting to what is said and responding to what is truly meant. A woman feels a stronger bond with a man who can sense when she is upset, even if she hasn't said anything, and who approaches her with empathy rather than impatience. It's in these small moments that trust is built, because she sees that he pays attention to more than just the surface. He is tuned into her world, and that tuning in makes her feel valued in a way that no gift or grand gesture could replace. A key part of emotional intelligence is self-awareness, the ability to recognize your own triggers, biases, and emotional patterns. Without this, misunderstandings easily turn into unnecessary conflicts. A man who is self-aware knows when his own frustration, pride, or insecurity is influencing his reactions, and he takes responsibility for managing those emotions instead of letting them spill over onto his partner. This kind of maturity is rare and deeply attractive because it shows emotional strength. It tells her that you are in control of yourself and that she won't have to walk on eggshells around you. Equally important is empathy, the capacity to step into her perspective and see the world through her eyes. Empathy doesn't always mean agreeing with her, but it means making the effort to understand why she feels the way she does. When she's struggling, empathy allows you to support her without trying to fix her immediately or minimize her feelings. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply be present, offering understanding and comfort without judgment. This presence speaks volumes, telling her that her emotions are not a burden, but a part of her humanity that you welcome. Emotional intelligence also strengthens communication. It enables you to express your needs and boundaries clearly without being aggressive, and to receive her boundaries without feeling attacked. It teaches you to navigate disagreements with respect, focusing on resolution rather than winning an argument. This kind of communication deepens connection because it removes the fear that conflicts will turn destructive. Instead, disagreements become opportunities to better understand each other and grow closer. Another dimension of emotional intelligence is adaptability, the ability to shift your approach based on the emotional needs of the moment. Life is unpredictable, and relationships will face moments of stress, loss, or change. A man who can adapt, who can provide stability during uncertainty and comfort during pain, creates a relationship dynamic where she feels safe to be herself in every season. She knows that no matter what comes, you will not shut down, lash out, or withdraw in ways that make her feel abandoned. When emotional intelligence is present, love feels deeper because it's built on understanding, not assumption. It allows both partners to feel truly seen and heard, and that kind of connection is rare. It is not about perfection. It's about the ongoing commitment to be aware, to empathize, to communicate, and to adapt. This is what transforms attraction into attachment, and attachment into a bond that can weather time, trials, and change. Consistency in actions builds security and loyalty. It is one of the most underrated yet powerful traits in a relationship because it proves that your words are not just promises, they are commitments you honor over time. Anyone can say the right things in the beginning when feelings are fresh and excitement is high, but it's what you do over weeks, months, and years that truly defines who you are in her eyes. Consistency is the bridge between trust and love. Without it, no matter how passionately a relationship begins, insecurity will creep in. But when your actions match your words again and again, she learns that she can rely on you, and that reliability becomes the foundation upon which loyalty naturally grows. Consistency is not about grand gestures. It's about the small, repeated behaviors that demonstrate care, respect, and commitment. It's showing up when you say you will, following through on what you promise, and keeping the same tone of respect whether you are in a good mood or a bad one. Women notice patterns. They notice if you treat them well only when it's convenient, or if you remain the same even when life gets busy, stressful, or complicated. Consistency sends a powerful message. You can trust me not just when it's easy, but also when it's hard. That message is priceless in a world where so many relationships crumble because of broken promises and fading effort. When you are consistent, you remove uncertainty. She doesn't have to guess whether today will be the day you pull away emotionally or act completely different from yesterday. She doesn't have to question whether you meant what you said last week. This stability allows her to relax into the relationship instead of constantly analyzing your behavior for signs of change. Insecurity often comes from inconsistency, because when someone's actions fluctuate, the mind begins to search for reasons that often lead to mistrust. But consistency keeps her mind at peace because it gives her something dependable to hold on to. Loyalty is not simply about not betraying her. It's about actively choosing her every single day in your words, your priorities, and your actions. Consistency makes this choice visible. It shows her that she is not just important to you in certain moods or seasons, but that she is part of your life in a steady, reliable way. Over time, this repeated affirmation builds a deep emotional bond that is incredibly difficult to break. She begins to feel that she can weather life's ups and downs with you because your presence and your care are constants she can count on. It's easy to be consistent when everything is going well. The true test is when challenges arise, when stress, disagreements, or external pressures threaten to disrupt your connection. A man who can maintain his respect, patience, and commitment during these moments shows a depth of character that strengthens a woman's trust in him. Consistency under pressure is what transforms love from something fragile into something resilient. It reassures her that no matter what happens, she won't be left wondering where she stands with you. Consistency also builds your credibility. Every time your actions align with your words, you earn trust. Every time you follow through on a promise, you reinforce the idea that you are dependable. This credibility doesn't just affect her feelings toward you, it shapes the entire emotional climate of the relationship. When she knows she can rely on you, she feels safer opening up, investing more of herself, and building a shared future. Without that foundation, even the most passionate love can feel unstable. In the end, consistency is not about being perfect. It's about being present and dependable in a way that makes her feel secure. It's about making sure that the man she fell for is the same man she continues to experience, not just in moments of romance, but in the everyday rhythms of life. And when she sees that your care, respect, and love are not temporary performances but steady realities, her loyalty will not be something you have to demand. It will be something she gives freely because you've earned it through your unwavering actions. Mystery and depth keep her curiosity and attraction alive. In the beginning of any relationship, there is an undeniable thrill in discovering someone new, their habits, their thoughts, their little quirks. But what keeps that excitement from fading is the presence of layers, the feeling that there is always more to learn about you. Mystery does not mean being secretive or emotionally unavailable. It means that you are not fully defined at first glance, that there is a richness to your personality and experiences that unfolds gradually over time. When a man has depth, every conversation feels like it could open a new door. Every shared moment reveals something unexpected yet meaningful. This sense of ongoing discovery is intoxicating because it keeps her engaged not just with who you are now, but with who you are continually becoming. Depth is born from living a life of substance. It comes from having interests, passions, and perspectives that go beyond the surface. A man who reads, who explores, who invests in his personal growth and understands the world through multiple lenses naturally has more to offer in conversation and connection. This intellectual and emotional richness makes her want to keep asking questions, keep leaning in, keep exploring you as a person. Depth gives her the sense that being with you is not a static experience. It's a journey where she gets to discover new aspects of you the longer she stays. Mystery, on the other hand, is the art of revealing yourself in layers rather than all at once. It's not about hiding your truth, but about allowing your story to unfold naturally, giving her something to anticipate. When everything about you is laid bare immediately, curiosity has nowhere to go. But when you share parts of yourself with intention, sometimes in small details, sometimes in deeper revelations, you create a rhythm that keeps her intrigued. Mystery keeps her leaning forward, wanting to know more, wanting to experience more of you. A man with mystery and depth also avoids the trap of predictability. Predictability in values and reliability is essential for trust, but predictability in every interaction can dull attraction. By occasionally surprising her, whether through an unexpected perspective, a spontaneous adventure, or a talent she didn't know you had, you remind her that there is always more to discover. This doesn't mean constantly reinventing yourself or playing games. It means allowing the fullness of who you are to be revealed over time in ways that keep the connection fresh and alive. Depth also plays a vital role in emotional connection. When you have the capacity to engage in meaningful discussions, to reflect deeply on life, to share insights and vulnerabilities that go beyond surface-level talk, you create a bond that is far stronger than physical attraction alone. She begins to associate you with emotional nourishment, with the kind of conversations and experiences that enrich her life. This is what makes her look forward to your presence, not just because of how you make her feel in the moment, but because she knows she will always walk away with something new to think about, something that resonates beyond the time spent together. Mystery feeds attraction and depth sustains it. Without mystery, things can become too routine, too easy to predict, and attraction may fade. Without depth, even the mystery eventually runs dry because there is nothing substantial to uncover. But when a man carries both, when he has a well of experiences, knowledge, and character, and when he reveals it with intention, he becomes endlessly captivating. She is never quite finished exploring you, never quite finished understanding you, and that perpetual intrigue keeps her emotionally and physically drawn to you. In relationships, curiosity is a form of energy. When she is curious about you, she invests more of herself, more attention, more affection, more commitment, because she feels the ongoing excitement of discovery. And when she realizes that your mystery is not a mask to hide emptiness, but a doorway to genuine depth, she knows she has found something rare. That combination keeps attraction not only alive, but growing, transforming initial interest into a bond that feels both exciting and enduring.